Hey everyone, it's Sally back again today to do another video. But before I do the video, look guys, I've had some more mean, hateful comments, and I've left them up. You know why? Because I want to show people that there are like bullies and trolls out there who come on my channel. And all I'm trying to do is help people, right? And they come on there and they talk about my Botox, they talk about my lips, they talk about this and that. You know, I've never not said that I didn't do those things. And that's the crazy part. I had to glare my glasses. That's the crazy part, is like they come on there and they're like, oh, she has Botox, oh, she has Juvederm, oh, she has this, she has that. And if you've been following my channel, I it's like, hello, people. Obviously, you've never followed me before. You're just coming all being a bully because either you're not taking care of yourself or you're just jealous of what I look like or whatever it is. And it's really super sad because you should, like, those people should have more self-esteem, more awareness in their life to not do that to people, because I see in other people's, like, videos, like, beautiful women, beautiful men getting trolled by people, like, and it's just like, why? Like, have more self-dignity and respect and more control when it comes to going on people's channels and saying nasty and rude things about them when those people don't hide their life. I don't hide my life. I've always told women to get Botox when they are young, because when you do that, when you're older, you won't have deep wrinkles or crow's feet on your face, and you can still look great at 60. There's nothing wrong with wanting to have a beautiful appearance. There's nothing wrong with that. Why do people shame people for getting Botox? Or, like, you guys know that I had no choice but to get reconstructive, like, surgery on my lips, right? I had no choice, okay? I have not done them in over 3 years, okay? They are just like this. They're not huge. And yes, in some of my videos, they were really big because that was during the time I was going through the reconstruction of my lips. So they would look normal. And I almost lost my bottom lip, guys. Okay? Like, it was serious. And they, like, where it happened, right here, grew like a rock. And the only way to soften that tissue, nobody wants a hard lip, was to use Juvederm. And because they had to plump up my bottom lips to make my lips even, they also had to plump up my top lips, guys, because it was just going to be a natural look. And yes, in some of my videos, they're huge. I did not like that, but I had to deal with that for 2.5 years because I almost lost my bottom lip, okay? I literally almost sliced my whole bottom lip off. I mean, I had like 15 or 17 stitches holding my lips together, my bottom lip together. I use Botox. Don't come on my channel and say, oh my God, she uses Botox. I'm like, okay. And then, like, someone, like, and I'm like going back and forth with this person. Like, I don't even know why I'm doing that. But they're like, you look 49. I'm like, I know for a fact I don't look 49. And if I did, damn, I look great for 49. Thank you for that compliment. Anyway, let's move forward. So you guys wanted me to do a video on the narcissistic, oh, wait, I'm doing a live. Go vote in the, wherever you vote. What is it? The community page, okay? Go vote. Right now, I have 3 votes for Sunday at 2 p.m. to do another live, because I thought it was super fun. Like, we all had a good time. Man, I really need my glasses. Guys, I'm sorry. I don't admit that I'm getting older. I'm getting older, okay? My eyesight is not as great as it once was. I have astigmatism, so it makes things look blurry. So whenever I don't wear my glasses, like, I'm looking at the camera and it's, like, kind of blurry, right? It's like quit getting on my channel and pretending like I'm trying to act young. Like, I let everybody know my age. I let everybody know, like, I do use cosmetic stuff because I want to look good for my husband. It is a proud thing for me to look good and sexy for my husband. You should want to do that. Okay? I don't want to get old and haggy. And my whole family is very expressional. So I had really deep creases right here because I always rose my eyebrows and stuff. And I could still move my eyebrows. I just don't have those deep lines. Like, they were deep, like Sharpay deep. But, okay, let's move on. 5 minutes of that already. You can fast forward it, and I'll put it in the thing so you don't have to listen to my stuff. So yeah, we're going to talk about the the sister-in-law and brother-in-law today. So, you have to understand that, the siblings in a narcissistic household get these traits from their mother, okay, or their father. And then they get very protective over their sibling. And some of them even fall in love with their sibling, unfortunately. And they have incestuous emotional relationships with them. And so when you come in the picture, they will, stir up drama and stuff to interfere with your marriage when you have a happy marriage. So maybe your mother-in-law isn't even the problem. Maybe it is your sister-in-law or brother-in-law who is the problem. It's because they're jealous of you. They're jealous of your marriage. They're jealous that you have a happy life. They're jealous of all these things. They will interfere and try to make it seem as though they are more important than you, and that they should be first in their sibling's life, not you as their partner or wife or husband. And that is because a lot of them are single. They don't have marriages. They don't have children yet. They don't have a life of their own yet. And so they try to enter into your marriage as a third party, a third wheel. They become very aggressive and protective people. They will start arguments with you and have physical fights with you, like physical fights. And it's really sad because you could have a really good relationship with them, and unfortunately, they also protect their mother. So if you're dealing also with a narcissistic mom and then the siblings, you have a lot of people attacking you, and you have to remember that they are protecting their mother. And when their mother is sitting around talking crap about you all day to her children, when they see you, and because the narcissistic in-law has convinced them that you are a certain person or a certain way, what they do is dislike you and then gang up on you and try to make you feel even more unwanted and unwelcomed. And it's really because they have nothing better else going on in their life. They don't have relationships, or even if they have a relationship, they much rather have a relationship incestuously, emotionally, with their sibling. And I've also heard of where the spouse or the girlfriend of that narcissistic sibling complains about how the sibling much rather be with their other sibling than actually be in the marriage or relationship with them, and it causes a lot of conflict on the other end too. So it's not only a conflict on your end, but if that narcissistic sibling also is married or has a relationship, it causes conflict on the other side too. And so you have a lot of things going on where the sibling's partner might even start attacking you and hating you because the narcissistic sibling is talking trash about you to them. And then they think that you are one of the main reasons why their relationship isn't working, or vice versa. Like, you know, the narcissistic sibling could say the reason why their relationship isn't working is because the relationship they have with you and their sibling, which could be your husband or wife, is not working because it's your fault. You're not allowing them to have a relationship. Well, after being blatantly disruptive or even disturbing at times, stalking like, right? Entering your house at any time like it's their house, just popping up anytime to see their brother is inappropriate when you have a family, when you have your own place. I understand that they are siblings. I understand siblings have love, but there are boundaries. And not only when the husband or wife, mainly husband, this says in the Bible, marries a woman, he cleaves to his mother and he leaves his family, and that is no longer his nuclear family. You are, and the life you create with your new husband or wife and the family that you started. That is the new nuclear family. Well, the siblings can't get over that. They can't get over that their sibling has married you or is in a relationship with you and is moving forward in life and progressing in life with you instead of them, because you have to remember, when they're growing up, they're progressing with their sibling at that time. And so, my allergies are really bad. My throat's super dry. And so, because before you came into the picture, maybe they hung out a lot because they were lonely. They didn't have girlfriends. They didn't have boyfriends. They hung out a lot. But then when they found you, things changed. It's also kind of like this. If you have a really good best friend, and either you or her or he or whatever gets into a new relationship, you see them less, which could hurt your feelings, which could make you jealous, which could upset you, because you're not hanging out with someone that you used to hang out with a lot, and you're missing in your mind opportunities to make memories with that person like you once did, and that's upsetting to you because it feels like you lost your best friend, even though you didn't. They're just progressing, getting older, getting more mature in life, creating new realities and new futures for themselves. And so it's sort of like that too, because I know people, when I got with my husband, I had a lot of best friends. Like, a lot of my friends were guys because the girls always bullied me. And because, like, my husband is, like, his family is, like, one of the richest families in town. When I got with him, I went through hell with those cheerleaders. Like, they were, like, really trying to steal my boyfriend. And, because we were such opposites, and opposites really do attract. Like, I was a tomboy. I didn't care. I hung out with boys, things like that. And also the girls were jealous that I was hanging out with the guys they wanted to date, and those guys didn't like them. And so they would end up, like, calling me whore, and, like, I went into the bathroom several times, and they would say, Natalie, my last name used to be Taylor, is a whore, and this and that. I had never even kissed a guy. And all my guy friends, they, like, never tried anything on me. That's why they continued to be my friend, because they knew I was very prude. They knew this. They knew I never dated anyone. And honestly, I don't even think some of them had even dated at that time. They like girls and stuff like that. But we were more worried, I'll be honest. We were more worried on going to raves, even though I was, like, young, right? That's bad. We're more worried, like, we're raver kids, right? I grew up in the 90s. So we're going to Houston and going to raves in Louisiana and, like, sneaking out of the house and, like, doing stuff like that. Like, we were party kids. Like, we didn't care about, like, dating at that time. We, like, cared about, like, let's go have a time of our life type of situation. And so I just, like, got heavily bullied. But when I did start dating Jared at 15, I was almost 16. A lot of my guy friends, they weren't jealous. What it was is they would, like, send me text messages. And this is, like, when the first phones came out, and they're, like, flip phones. I even had a pager at one time. They'd be like, "Ah, girl, I see how you're going to be. You're not going to hang out with us tonight. You're going to go with your lover boy," and make fun of me that way, right? Like they did miss me. They missed hanging out with me. Like, I was a cool chick. I was down to earth, you know. I wasn't, even though I was pretty and everything, but I was, like, a tomboy, guys, okay? Like, I wasn't, like, oh my God, let's go have a movie and popcorn type of girl, because that's the girls at my school were doing. And the boys didn't want to do that. They wanted to go out. Like we had keg parties out at my friend Brent's land all the time, throwing down bashes. Even though I didn't drink, I did smoke pot at the time, but I didn't drink. I just never liked beer. I didn't even like wine coolers. Like, it was very rare I would drink a wine cooler. I would smoke pot here and there, right? But we would, like, have fun, right? So this is the reason why I'm telling you this story is because it is about almost the same thing that's going on with their narcissistic sibling, is that they miss hanging out, they miss the enjoyment, and because they also have that added narcissistic personality in them, they feel betrayed and deceived, instead of, like, looking at it like, oh, I'm so happy that my brother or my sister found someone that they can spend the rest of their life with, which is a normal reaction from a loving sibling. Instead, what they do is they take it as a punch in the gut. Like, the brother is turning his back on them, or sister, whoever, and they're betraying them. That's how they feel. So what they do is they come back at you, because they see that the reason why they no longer have their brother in their life like they once did is they come and attack you and make you look bad to try to break you up with their sibling so they can have their sibling back and be selfish. But the crazy part about this is that even if that did happen and that narcissistic sibling ended up getting a girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever, they would have done the same thing to their brother that their brother did to them, and that is move on maturely and start a family or a life. See? Because they're narcissists. They only think about their needs. And this is what is causing conflict with you and your sister or brother-in-law, is that they think that they have ownership over their sibling. They also have their parents whispering in their ear that you're a horrible person. So it gets them to turn their back on you. And if you ever really think about it, when you first meet the siblings, like, there's several things that could first happen. First, they want to hang out with you all the time. Like, they want to hang out with you and your husband all the time. Like, they want to get to know you. You feel like that you're good friends, you can tell them stuff. Or two, they're cold and distant. They never really reach out to you. The only time you see them is like Christmas, things like that. Or three, they immediately starting drama and conflict in your relationship right away, because they think if they can make you look bad, that they can convince their brother, which they do in private, not around you, and it's happening a lot, is convincing their sibling, like, why are you with that girl? I don't understand it. Like, you can do so much better. She is, like, ugly, or he's ugly, or whatever. Like, that's what they do in private whenever they get them alone. And because you can't break love, if you really love somebody, it doesn't matter what somebody else tells you about that person. Like, you know that other person. They don't listen to their siblings. Now, if they are listening to their siblings and they're stabbing you and talking crap about you in private to their sibling, that right there is a no-no. And you should be in marriage counseling, or I'm a life coach. Talk to me. I do a lot of couple counseling, or like, I can't call myself legally a counselor, okay? I am a life coach, a licensed life coach, okay? I do a lot of couples life coaching. Believe it or not, I do. And it actually is the best thing to do it that way. And so if you feel as though your narcissistic brother or sister-in-law is like convincing your spouse or your boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever, to run to them when there might be conflict in your relationship, to get information out of their sibling about the conflict in your relationship or family matters, that is them manipulating them and whispering into their ears that they need to leave you, and that they will do everything to help take care of your children. They'll take the children. They'll tell them to kick you out of the house, take your credit card. They'll say things like, oh, she's just using you. Look at her. She doesn't even work, even though you're raising children. Or even if, let's say, at the time you're not working, or let's say he makes enough money that you don't have to work, and he literally, verbally told you he'd rather you be at home and that you're more valuable at home to help him cook, clean, run errands for him while he's at work. Because that's what my husband told me. Even though I don't listen to him, he told me that I was more valuable to be at home than I was at going to work. And that is because when your man or woman, whoever it is at work and they're making good money, and they have a lot of things that need to be taken care of that they can't take care of during the day because they're at work and they need you to do it, it is valuable to your partner and to your relationship, okay? And so I can understand, like, if your partner doesn't want you to work because he's working his butt off and there's just like a million things he needs you to do, like make doctor's appointments, or it could be anything, and you need to be there, and you're almost working like a secretary for him. And by doing that, he's giving you the life that you have by helping him when he doesn't have the time to do so. So the sibling will start saying that you're a gold digger and this and that, when in fact you've already had this talk with your partner or spouse or whoever, that, hey, I just find you more valuable at home helping me. And I also value the fact that it takes you time to cook and clean and run errands and do the dishes and just clean the house and everything and take care of the children and everything like that. And I just like he literally legitimately cherishes that within you and wants you to be home to do that, and he doesn't want to overstress you or overwork you by making you have a job or whatever, right? So I understand that. I do, because I don't have to have a job, but I do because it's my calling, and I'm not that type I'm not that type of person to sit at home, really, because like I just like every day that I wake up, like, I just try to find joy in everything. And so if I can't find that joy, I get really depressed and I start to shut down and I start to isolate myself from everyone. So I have to do my calling. It is like a drive in me, a force in me that I cannot control. Honestly, I can't. It's like, I don't know. It's really unexplainable. I try to, like, calm it down because, like, I do overwork myself by giving so many free sessions and always doing stuff for everybody else but myself, and I've learned to have some self-control because I'm a very selfless person, and I have to realize that if I don't take care of myself, then I can't take care of others, and my joy is taking care and helping others, especially special needs children or human beings in general and animals. And so what I can say by telling you that is that if you're having narcissistic sister-in-laws or brother-in-laws come into your life, you literally have to ignore them and not argue with them and say, you know what, they are not important to us. And if your husband's going back and saying things about you that are not nice or telling your business about your family to them, that needs to stop immediately. You need to have a family meeting with him or go to a marriage counselor or speak with me and lay boundaries. Boundaries. And remember, I was saying this in my live, like, from yesterday, like, as many ups and downs as my husband and I have been through, we learn that we were crossing each other's boundaries. And when you learn each other's boundaries and you lay laws or boundaries, whatever, down in a formal conversation that is nice and polite, once you learn each other's boundaries, you have a healthy marriage. When you do not know each other's boundaries because you have not talked about it and instead just argue about this and that because you don't realize that that is a boundary. Some people don't realize, like, when you're upset, someone does something and it upsets you, they crossed a boundary, right? But you, for whatever reason, haven't learned the word boundary. So once you learn that word boundary, then you can set boundaries in place that can help your relationship and help protect you from other people. So if other people are crossing boundaries, you let them know. You straight up say it. You are crossing a boundary with me. I don't appreciate it as a human being. And if it's one of your in-laws, sister-in-law, whoever, not your spouse at this time, what I'm about to say, but you can say, you are crossing a boundary with me, and as a human being, I really don't appreciate it. It hurts me when you do something like that, and I just want to say that I think it's time for us to part ways. But when it comes to your husband and you figure out your boundaries and he figures out his boundaries, then what you do is you sit down, you can make a list of each other's boundaries, you literally trade the boundaries on the paper, and you say, I would not like you to do this. This is one of my boundaries you do I don't like, and then you work on it. Now, this is the thing. It's not going to happen automatically. Boundaries will still be crossed, but over practice, over time. It's like exercising. You exercise your boundaries. And you don't blow up every time someone's crossing a boundary between you and your spouse. You let them know formally, hey, remember that letter I gave you when we sat down that day and I had that boundary? Maybe you don't remember it, but do you mind going back upstairs where you and I decided to keep our boundaries in our drawers next to our bed and go back through those boundaries just to keep a reminder? That way, next time you don't cross a boundary and I don't get hurt or upset. I really would appreciate it. And when it comes to a boundary with your sister or brother-in-law that I feel like they just crossed, we need to speak about it because I don't want it to happen again, because it is actually not a good influence in our marriage, and I want a healthy marriage with you. And so let's respectfully not cross each other's boundaries, and let's ask your siblings who I feel are a little invasive, a little intrusive, a little rude and inconsiderate of me and my marriage to you, and let's have some boundaries for them, and let's make sure that if they cross those boundaries that we put them in timeout, or we tell them to their face that they are crossing boundaries, and if you cross boundaries, we will not invite you in our life. I hope this was a good video for you. If I missed anything, write it in the comment, okay? Peace, love, harmony, you guys. Love you guys. Bye.